Hello, my name is Johnny Coffin, and I'm one of the Certified Peer Educators here at Eastern Illinois University. And today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about time blocking and how to master your time management skills. So before we begin, I just want to talk a little bit about the Academic Support Center here at EIU. The Academic Support Center has many GAs, graduate assistants, who are certified peer educators, and we are able to meet with students either through walk-ins or also by appointment if you need. So when you come into the Academic Support Center, you will meet with a certified peer educator or a CPE to fill out an individualized academic plan. These IAPs kind of help us better understand all of the different things that you might be involved in, as well as get a good idea of what goals you would like to work on throughout the semester. So after filling out the individualized academic plan, you will talk with your CPE about specific areas of growth that you might want to work on and set some goals for the semester. As the semester progresses, you'll work with that CPE to track, achieve, and create new goals. And it's kind of we are trained to help specifically with academic and professional goals, but we are also certified mental health first aid trained. Different common goals that we see here in the Academic Support Center are things like time management help, study tips, working through procrastination, note-taking and test-taking strategies, help emailing professors, as well as getting connected to different campus resources. So the first thing in understanding how to master your time management skills is to ask yourself first, why is it important to schedule? Well, for starters, university students are super busy, and scheduling can help reduce any last-minute stress or cramming for an exam or paper. It helps to increase your productivity. You remain ahead in your coursework, and you stay ahead in your coursework, as well as helping to balance personal, academic, and social obligations. There are many different ways to build a calendar or time blocking routine, and each one is super individualized. Some ideas and options for you to think about as you start to build your planner is maybe like an online calendar. So things like Google Calendar, Notion, or your Outlook are really helpful. I always recommend students the Outlook calendar because it's connected to your Panther Mail and you're able to get notifications when you have events and assignments coming up. Other students do not like the online options and prefer that paper agenda or planner. You can usually get them at Walmart, and the Academic Support Center does have a few planners for you as well. Other students really like bulleted lists or notes app for their day-to-day. This can help create lists of things that are most important to least important, so you're really focusing on the things that you want to get done that day. Other things to think about are if you like reminders, if you have recurring tasks, or the number of devices that you might want to use in helping you plan a successful calendar. Before you begin creating this schedule, I always ask students a couple of questions to orient the direction in how they want to take their time blocking. Each person is super individual and their scheduling will look super different. There's no one way to manage your time, so these questions are just kind of here to guide you in thinking about how you want to set your calendar up. The first one is, when do you feel most productive? Some students like to get up in the morning and work on their homework right away, versus other students like to have a slower morning and like to go to that library for a night owl session. Other questions are, what kind of obligations do you have? So obviously class, as you're an Eastern student, but you might also be working or a part of different registered student organizations or Greek life. If you have religious observations that recur weekly, that would be important to put in your calendar. Another question is, how do you feel like you work best? A lot of students feel like they need to block out like 3-hour study sessions every single day, but that isn't the best for everybody. Yes, some students feel successful with long study times, but others like shorter ones broken up throughout the week. They like to study for maybe an hour in the morning and an hour in the evening. It really depends on how you feel like you will be most productive. And the final question is, what are the effective and non-effective ways to schedule? So like I said, if you are somebody who really likes to use your Google Calendar, that's great. But if you feel like it can easily become distracting, then it's probably best to stick to paper and pencil. Some common starter tips that I have for people who are just starting to build their planner or are beginning to time block are to assign specific times to specific activities throughout your week and to color code similar objectives. In my personal time block, I have my classes all scheduled in blue. I have my working hours in purple. I have major assignments in red. And this kind of helps separate things so I know what I need to do and when I need to do it. A really common thing that I see when I tell people about time blocking is they try to plan every second of every day. So, my tip number 3 is to be flexible. Things change and we're human, things come up. So, allow a little bit of wiggle room in how you are setting up your time block. A common recommendation that I have is for students creating time blocking around studying is to put in blocks that just say study time and not specifically for an assignment or a paper, but just a general time to spend studying with whatever needs done for the week. Lastly, that a good time block includes activities as well as times for studying and times for self-care. It's important to be taking care of yourself as well. Time blocking is not usually a one and done thing. I always encourage students to follow the rule of 3 R's: review, reflect, and repeat. So what you'll do is review what you have accomplished in your time blocking and how it's helped you to remain organized that week. And then you can reflect on the things that you felt really confident about and maybe some things in your time blocking that you would want to change. For example, maybe you time block to go to the gym every day at 4 and you kind of realize that that's just not always possible to do every single day at 4 o'clock. You might want to change that. So after making necessary alterations to your calendar to fit your schedule and goals, you can then repeat the process. I always tell students to check in their time blocking every couple of weeks to a month just to make sure that their goals are being met and everything that needs to get done is getting done. So lastly, I just wanted to thank you for listening to my presentation. I encourage you to come visit me or one of the other certified peer educators here at the Academic Support Center. We're located at the bottom level of McAfee in room 1611. And our hours are Monday through Thursday, 8 to 7, and Fridays from 8 to 4:30.